Hello, I'm Mike Lynn, Corporate Metrologist here at IndySoft, and welcome to another Tip Tuesday. Today we're going to do something that was actually released as part of the 12.0 release almost 2 years ago. Be 2 years in January. But this is what's called conditional formatting. And it's very similar to what you might be used to in Microsoft Excel. And it applies to most every grid in IndySoft. In this particular case, I've got an equipment finder brought up here that's got a bunch of equipment that I've pulled in, and I want to be able to format this so that I can quickly see due dates, things like that I need to things to jump out at me. So what we'll do is we'll set up the conditional formatting, and you right click, select conditional formatting, brings up the rules manager. So we'll create a new rule. The first rule we're going to do is cells that contain, and we're going to say less than today. So today is a function that returns the current date time from your system. So whatever the system is set at, that's what it's going to return, or the server time. If you're running this on a server system. So we want to format this. Less than today. So we want to format this so that it's red with a yellow text. So we select that and say yes. So that looks good. And we say OK. Then we can hit apply. Now you'll see it applied it to this gauge ID field. So what we need to do is change this applies to over to the calibration due date field and hit apply. So now you can see we've highlighted everything that's overdue for cal as red. So let's go ahead and do another one. And we're going to do between today and today plus 30. So we're actually looking out 30 days in advance from today, and we want to say, okay, we want to change these to yellow so that this is warning us that, hey, these are coming up due for cal. So we can change this to, and we're going to change this to red text with a yellow background. And we hit again, we want to change this to the due date and hit apply. So now everything that's coming up due is in yellow. And we're going to do one more rule. Where it is greater than today plus 30. And we're going to change this to green. So basically this is saying anything that is outside of 30 days due is going to be green. And we'll apply that. Oh, and I forgot to change here again. So there we go. So you can set up little grids like this for your people to be looking at. Let's say you had somebody that's going to be running a test and they want to bring up a list of equipment that they could use. You can set this so that it automatically shows them which ones are going to be good throughout the entire test, that kind of thing. Another thing we can do is, let's say this was a recall list of some type, and I want to see all of the instruments that we'll be calibrating in-house versus subcontracted. So I can create a new rule, and this one we're going to use a formula. So down here you have access to the fields in the equipment table. So using the square brackets, which is telling it it's a field, in IndySoft we use the serviced by field to indicate who's doing the calibration. So we'll type in serviced by, and you'll notice it automatically found it. It does a type ahead, so as you start typing, it's looking for the field that matches. and it automatically fills that in. So we're going to say equals service by equals quote, and the name of our lab here is MegaCal. So anything that's let's do not MegaCal. So not MegaCal, and we're going to format that as light purple. And we're going to assign that to the gauge ID field. So we hit apply. So now everything that's in purple is something that would be subcontracted. Now you'll notice that we have this apply to the record. Well, that means if I click on this, it's going to apply it to the entire record all the way across to all fields. So as you can see, it made everything purple across there except for the calibration due. So this is a way that you can use to jazz up your reports, to make things easier to read, to warn, set up warnings and things like that. That really comes in handy. The only issue is that to save this, just hit OK. You must go down here to your grid settings and hit save for the current user or save for all users. If you don't save this, the next time you open that particular grid, the formatting will be gone and you have to start over again. So that's the tip for this week, and hopefully you'll make good use of it.